Welcome to the Get Fit Guy's quick and dirty tips to slim down and shape up. My name is Ben Greenfield, and I'm the Get Fit Guy. Listener Julie recently wrote into the show and asked, "My mother is in her mid-70s and would like to start exercising. Do you have any suggestions? I don't want her to get hurt." Well, in this episode, I'll answer Julie's question, explain how your body and fitness needs change as you get older, and give you exercises and workouts that are best for older individuals. One of the best anti-aging activities you can do for your body is exercise. For years, it's been widely accepted that we start getting slower, weaker, and more fragile with age. But more recently, this has been proven otherwise by studies on the cellular process of aging and the impressive performances of older athletes. As a matter of fact, most research is now showing that when it comes to your fitness, if you use it, you lose it far less quickly. And you'll also age more slowly and have a higher quality of life in your older years. But it can certainly get a bit more difficult to jump, sprint, and move just as powerfully as you may have been able to in your younger years. There's a few reasons why that is. Number one, your metabolism decreases with age by about 10% from your 30s to your 60s and a further 10% from your 60s on forward. This means that you gain fat far more easily. Number two, your maximum oxygen consumption decreases significantly each decade from 25 to 65 years old, and then decelerates even more quickly, which means intense cardiovascular efforts become more and more difficult. Number three, you grow less responsive to energy-stimulating hormones called catecholamines, like epinephrine, and as a result, your maximum heart rate decreases, which can decrease the intensity of your hard efforts. Number four, the total amount of blood your heart pumps per beat and the ability of your muscles to extract oxygen from that blood decrease, which can affect your cardiovascular capacity. Number five, your muscle strength peaks around 25 years old, plateaus through 35 or 40 years old, and then begins to decline quickly with 25% loss of peak strength by the time you're 65, and this is due to a loss in the number of muscle fibers. Number six, your tendons, ligaments, and joint elasticity is decreased as what are called cross-linkages form between soft tissue fibers in these areas, and this can cause a loss of 2 to 4 inches of lower back and hip flexibility. And finally, number seven, your bone density decreases as the calcium content of bones gets lower and the matrix inside the bone begins to deteriorate, which can lead to increased risk of osteoporosis or fractures, especially in women. But this episode isn't meant to depress you about getting older, because most of the fitness loss just listed can be drastically decelerated by engaging in regular bouts of physical activity through adulthood and into your older years. As a matter of fact, a 56-year-old recently beat me in an Ironman triathlon, and I'm 29. So if someone nearly twice my age can swim, bike, and run me into the ground, then you can certainly maintain fitness as you age. So, based off what I've just described to you about what happens as you age to your fitness, good exercises for seniors and aging individuals should include, first, muscle strength. Weightlifting machines are perfect for introducing a senior to exercise, especially since there's a significantly lower risk of falling or injury when you use a weightlifting machine. Free weights and elastic bands can be included once comfortable with the machines. A 68-year-old friend of mine recently became certified as a TRX instructor, and this is certainly a more challenging mode of exercise, but it's completely doable for senior exercisers. Next, cardiovascular endurance. Treadmills can easily be used by seniors and can actually help with building both cardiovascular fitness and balance, since a rail is there to help. Elliptical trainers and bicycles are also good for cardiovascular endurance, and for beginners, a recumbent bicycle is another great option. Next, metabolism exercises. Rather than simply riding a bicycle at a set pace, seniors should attempt to include a few hard intervals that involve hard breathing and burning muscles. This will help to boost a slowing metabolism. Next, bone density. Bone grows stronger in response to loading and impact. So while impact-based sprinting on a treadmill may be difficult for some seniors, loading of the bones, especially along the long vertical axis of the bone, is a very good idea, and it can be achieved with exercises that I'll link to in the show notes, like squats, overhead presses, chest presses, or lunges. Finally, flexibility. while many yoga classes require a degree of balance that can be difficult for seniors, a beginner yoga class is the perfect solution for improving flexibility. In addition, a full body stretch routine can be included after exercise when the muscles and joints are warm and pliable. So, for an aging individual who's just getting into exercise, like Julie's mom, I'd recommend starting with the following routine 3 to 4 times per week. First, warm up for 10 minutes or so on a recumbent bicycle, alternating 2 minutes of easy pedaling with 2 minutes of hard pedaling. Next, perform a full body stretch routine, including flexibility moves for the upper and lower body, such as arm circles, leg circles, toe touches, reaching for the sky, and torso twists. Next, do a full body circuit on exercise machines that consists of 2 to 3 sets of about 10 to 12 repetitions of chest press, seated row, shoulder press, pull down, leg press, leg extensions, and leg curls. And finally, finish with an abdominal bracing exercise on the ground, which simply involves lying on the ground with the knees bent and feet flat on the floor, then pressing the low back down and tightening the abs, holding for 5 to 10 seconds, releasing, and then repeating for 10 to 12 repetitions. This exercise doesn't involve low back bending and extending, but can build abdominal strength and is much easier on the spine. I will put this full workout program for seniors into the show notes over at getfitguy.quickanddirtytips.com. And if you have more questions about any of these fitness tips for seniors or your own to add, you could leave them over at facebook.com/getfitguy. Now remember, it's never too late to start exercising. So what are you waiting for? Go get fit.